Alright, it looks like we're live. Let me check the quality of the stream really quick. Of course, nobody's here yet. I did, for anybody who goes back and watch this, I did recently find out that fiber is going to be coming to my town at least the very end of this year, the beginning of next year. So hopefully by like the middle of next year, maybe I'll be able to get fiber internet and be able to stream at best quality that I can. You know, the quality that I record at. So nobody's really here right now. I'm just going to farm up some keys. I've got 5, but I'm just going to farm some keys while I wait. I am on 100 here, and that's kind of be the purpose of this stream. Just kind of, I've got some time tonight, and I thought I'd just stream some runs. I was going to farm anyways, but I could use some resources too. So I'm going to pick up all these white things that I can, and everything else. And I've got my sound off, I think. There we go. I'll just farm up a couple more keys. I'll get like 10 or so. Just do a couple of quick rift runs while I'm waiting for people to join up on the stream. It's Friday night. Everybody's probably out doing something else. But that's alright. YouTube archives the stream later on, so as you guys well know by now. And I'll show you guys something interesting that I did with my weapons and armor. Change that I made that seems to be helpful and seems to work out alright. Once we start pushing the rifts, I'll show you before we get in there. I actually meant to switch back, so oh no, there we go. Oh, we're gonna die not paying attention. Remember guys, unfortunately I still don't have 2 monitors. Maybe for Christmas that'd be nice, so I can't see the chat at the same time. And somebody told me once to load up the chat on my phone, and I could do that, but then the screen shuts off a few minutes later. And yeah, just FYI, I am appearing offline right now because I just want to kind of stream and push 100 for a little bit, and then if I've still got some time, if I either get the 100 or whatever, then I'll have some other people join in if they want to. But it's going to be solo for the first little while. I think the new appear offline feature is really nice. Not to say I want to, you know, ignore all my friends on my friend list. I have quite a few. But it's nice if I want to shoot a video, or if I'm in the middle of making a video or something, and you know, people don't know I'm making a video, and then they chat, and that's fine. I mean, I don't mind chatting with people, but it kind of takes away from the video, and it distracts me. I get distracted very easily. So yeah, so it's nice for that. And then once I'm done, I usually just switch it to back online or whatever. I'll check the chat in just a second. I'll go ahead and finish this rift real fast. I'm picking up all these resources because I need them. I need them. Not as bad as on PTR, but yeah, I do still need them. And unfortunately, we're out of space again, so I'll go ahead and check the chat real quick. Even buffed. I'm wondering, whirlwind build still required, optimized gears to push high GR. What do you mean, optimized? Like specifically rolled all the perfect stuff? Not really. To get really high, probably. I mean, that's any build. My gear's pretty optimized, to be honest, now. And I've got a lot of augments. They're not really high augments, but I do have a decent amount of augments. I have all but my bracers and my rings augmented. And, yeah, and I'm on PTR I did a 101. So I was on 102, and with the right amount of fishing, I could probably get 104, 105, maybe with the really, really good rift. That might be pushing it. But I was on 102. But I had 100 more Paragon points on the PTR. I'm only 1129 here on the live server, so that's pretty good to be in the 100 to 105 range and just a little over 1,000, or a little over 1,200. I mean, I'm sure other classes, I know Necromancer can probably go higher. The really crazy thing was, before the buffs and everything, when Necromancer first went live, and I got the Bone Storm build, he was right there with my Barbarian after all the, you know, tuning and everything on my Barb. So if you're just joining the stream, I am just quickly running a couple of regular rifts to kind of get going. I want to get a couple of keys. I mean, I've got some keys, but just kind of letting the stream get going. People join in before I start pushing, and I need some of these resources too. So just a little, what is it that people say nowadays? Chillaxing or whatever. Chillaxing after school, shooting some b-ball. How's that song go? I don't remember. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's go back and get that other stuff. And then I'll show you a change that I made on my weapons, that on my gear in general, that only works because of the Bulkathos change with the attack speed. It made a surprising difference at 15%. See if any of this stuff is good. Doesn't look like it. So these are my two weapons. The Bulkathos weapons. They're not bad. It'd be nice if they had area damage instead of vitality, and I could get vitality somewhere else. But I did put area damage on my shoulders, which had 8% cooldown reduction, and then the 10% here and here, and then I've got it. I've got a little bit there, and that's actually the wrong. Isn't that the wrong one? Maybe not. I don't know. Oh no, this is, never mind. This is the farming build. But yeah, I thought with the added attack speed, Zodiac Ring adds more cooldown reduction because you're attacking faster, and that 15% scales pretty well with Pain Enhancer. I decided to see how it would work. I rolled off cooldown reduction for area damage here, and it worked out really nice. And then let me actually get on my pushing build. And then I rolled off, where else was it? I've got area damage on here now. I found this, which is really nice. And I still seem to have more than enough cooldown reduction since the change. So I had an extra one of these laying around, and it's almost the same. You can see right there, it's pretty identical. With the exception, it's missing between the stats and then the augment. It's missing like 100 strength. But I took the cooldown reduction off, and I got 23 area damage on there, And now my cooldown reduction seems to be right at where it was before the 15% attack speed bonus. And in certain situations, my Wrath of the Berserker might drop for 5 seconds or whatever. But overall, in battle, I'm able to keep everything up 100% of the time. And let's switch out a couple diamonds here. And yeah, and now I've got 113% area damage. So that seemed to help quite a bit, really. My critical hit damage bonus, 532. My critical hit chance is low right now, but once I buff up all the way, it's at 49%. So that's not a big deal. Let me see, what else was there? I forget what else there was. There was something else I thought. Since we've swapped out Weapon Master now for Brawler, because they added 5 more to the Fury generation here. You generate enough Fury in battle, but if you're not, you still have to take a little bit of damage to actually generate some Fury. So that may not work in lower levels. You may still have to use Weapon Master. Or you could swap out for Wind Shear here, but then you're going to lose a lot of healing. And you don't want to get rid of Bloodshed here anymore for Swords, Plowshares, because the damage bonus from this is really, really nice. But yeah, in higher content, now if I get on the Rift Guardian or something, if I'm not taking enough damage, my Fury will start to dwindle just a little. I never run out, but I don't stay near max, which means this isn't triggered. So we'll see how that goes. A few more people joining the stream. I'm going to run one more Nephilim Rift real quick and get a few more keys while people keep kind of joining in. And then I'll get into running the rifts and see if we can get a 100 tonight. I might have to do a little bit of fishing. We'll see. Oops, I forgot to change back to the fast. That's alright. That's alright. We'll just blow through here. And I am looking for what are they called? The Istvan's sword set. On the PTR I had 2 ancients that I had found that were really nice. And yeah, I don't have those on the live server. The ones I've got on the live server, they're okay stat-wise. They just, they're not ancients. The stats that are on them are okay. There's just not enough because they're not ancients. Whoa, those will still hurt a little bit. And since I'm on the wrong build, I'll try to just hurry through here. I mean, I could go back and switch. You can switch if you're in a regular rift. You can just go back, but we're already almost halfway done. Try and time the elites with my physical roll just to really get rid of them. You can see Wrath of Berserker dropping quite a bit there. I don't have my cooldown reduction any kind right now, and there's not enough density to, yeah, because I switched to the area damage one there, so. Bummer. I'm pretty optimistic about getting 100 tonight. Like I said, I did a 101 on the PTR, and I only had 70. I think I only had 70 area damage because I didn't find that. I didn't have that primal elements ring, conventional elements, and I didn't have the area damage on the weapon that I was just showing you guys. Just missed the physical roll on them. There we go. I'm going to come back for that stuff. Still threatening shout and not rend after the changes. Well, I was playing around a lot with rend, and I actually kind of liked it. But since they changed Bolcathos weapons where it generates more fury now, and I got rid of Weapon Master for Brawler to do more damage, I'm not actually generating... I'm generating, with this setup, I'm generating just enough fury to stay at max in battle. But if you go with Rend, or if you go with Ancient Spear, if you go with any fury spender, you're going to find yourself in a lot of situations starved for fury. Especially in a group situation, if because a lot of generating your fury now comes from taking damage too. So I have tried it with Rend a couple of times, and with this particular setup, you end up kind of fury starved. Oh, that was a primal. It was crap anyways, I think. Rewind it and look and see. I found a primal and just salvaged it. I thought I looked at him, but I guess not. Rip, get wrecked. Yeah, so by getting rid of Weapon Master and using Brawler, we're doing more damage. So I've kind of gone back to the old way now. I was playing in a group last night, and I was using Ancient Spear, and I found myself completely running out of fury. Because, like I said, I'm just generating enough fury to kind of maintain maximum, but not really generate. Rip the primal, yeah, I know. It wasn't anything good, was it? I didn't think it was. Rewind and see. Pause it. Yeah, I figured it was. If it was like an actual item, you know, that I knew I might use, I would have really looked closer at it. But it was a primal either way. Still, I think that's my fourth primal I've ever found. I've only ever found two until that one, and then I found this one the other day on my Necromancer, and I rolled off Intelligence for critical hit damage, and so there's no main stat on this now, so I can actually swap this between any of my characters, and it's really nice. Main stat over area damage. Most builds would probably go with area damage, and critical hit chance and damage, so it's really nice. And then another buddy of mine on here gave me this primal the other day. He found while we were together. So yeah, so that's really nice. But my Istvan set here are pretty much garbage for a Hoda build. I mean, they're not garbage, but, and I don't run bounties enough to try and upgrade them. Yeah, he really does hate me. I'm serious. Yeah, who was it? Karsh here. That's the guy that gave me the primal. He's always friggin' finding primals, man. And I haven't even known him that long, and he's found like 5 since I've known him. I never find primals, and I mean, I don't play this game a ton, but I play it enough, you know, on PTR and here, and I can't believe the lack of primals that I've found. It's just ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. But yeah, this has a rank 75 on it. Unfortunately, it's one of the ones that I upgraded with an 83. But we're going to go with that area damage. Like I said, my cooldown reduction now, I was initially at 46%. And I used to always say don't go any lower than 45 if you want to really be able to maintain your stuff. But with the Bolcathos passive changes, that little bit of attack speed, it made quite a bit of difference. And this 33% cooldown reduction, as you guys will see in battle, my skills will stay up pretty much all the time. Wrath of Berserker might drop here and there if we get some dead space in between and we're not taking advantage of our Zodiac Ring, but overall it seems to work out really well. And having 113% area damage versus the 50 or 70 that I had is pretty nice. Alright, you guys ready? Jump into our first rift, our first 100, and see what happens. Hopefully it's a good rift. I was actually stuck on the 99 earlier for like, it only took me a couple of runs, but the first two were just complete garbage. So much dead space. I don't understand why in greater rifts, even the like the underground caves or whatever, why there has to be so much dead space. It's a greater rift, and anything above like 80 should not have hardly any dead space. It's just ridiculous. Alright. Let me know how the stream looks, guys. Let's jump into it. I didn't even check and make sure my whole build was right, but I think it is. Yeah, a little density here. If she wouldn't have grouped them there, I'd run on, but I'll go ahead and kill this since we're almost on our physical roll. Mostly. Yeah, there's still a decent amount of dead space in there. But you can see, even with that dead space, our Wrath of Berserker came back up, so not too big of a deal. Rest in peace, physical roll. You can use Ground Stomp instead of Threatening Shout, but I mean, it works well for grouping, but since I'm not using Ancient Spear Rage Flip, I find still using Threatening Shout, Demoralize for the taunt, I can drag enemies along a little bit better. This could be an annoying group. They got Teleport and they roam. So yeah, you can kind of taunt these guys and then move up some, and so you can keep kind of advancing in the rift. You can see my skills just barely falling off. We don't really have any, didn't really have any enemies. Now we do. Hey, they followed. Oh, I love blue packs, but man, I hate it when they're roamers. they don't stick on you. And they're teleporters too, so we'll probably try and keep dragging them around the rift with us till they eventually die. There's a bunch of different ways to play Whirlwind now, guys. You don't have to play this kind of older version if you don't want to. Rend is still viable. It works now. It's pretty fun. If you don't use Weapon Master, though, or something else to kind of generate Fury, you'll find yourself kind of Fury starved in certain situations. There, my Wrath of Berserker dropped off a little bit, spamming my Threatening Shout a little too much. I don't know, there's many different ways that there is to play this now. I never really had an issue playing the build this way, and I always kind of liked it, and so I don't really have a problem sticking with it. Not saying that I'm not going to still play other builds this season. I wonder which way this goes. I wonder if it's going to go to the right. Man, we got so many movers moving around on us. Stay on me. I was actually getting into the Ancient Spear Rage Flip version on the PTR. I was really getting into that. And then when they rebuffed the Bolcathos set, and I was able to take out Weapon Master for more damage overall, that kind of took away from that. This is probably not the right way. Oh, maybe it is. Ooh, look at that. Let's see if we can get some density here. And that's gonna hurt. No density to tank this stuff. There we go. I love conduit shrines on the Whirlwind Barb. Any melee build, really, but it just works so well with the whirlwind barb. I've got some decent density here. We'll reset our buff real quick. There's a blue pack down there. Yeah, let's go. Come on. Those other guys up there should follow us. Our tornadoes are probably still hitting them. They'll slowly come in. We can taunt these guys. And if you're gonna limit your cooldown reduction like I have, and you're gonna go with area damage or something else, make sure you're not really spamming your skills. I try not to hit my threatening shout but once every 5 or 6 seconds. Sometimes I get a little overzealous and hit it more. But and if your ignore pain gets completely reset but it's still got time on it, don't hit that until the last minute either. So your Wrath of Berserker has more time to be cooled down. In the end, more area damage is going to push you farther than more cooldown reduction with this build. There's the end. So not really a great rift so far, but not too bad. Here's a lot of density. If we can, there's an elite pack. Come on over here. And plus, if you're using the taunt, you can kind of taunt one side, taunt the other side, and you can kind of draw everybody into the middle here. And then get a big glob and just kind of go to town with a lot of area damage, and the whirlwind barb just being what it is, you can just destroy big groups here. It's really nice. In some cases, the taunt works a little better too than ground stomp, because ground stomp has like a cooldown. Even if it resets, you can't just continuously drag enemies along. There's like a little cooldown in there somewhere where you can't just keep hitting, where you can't just keep grouping them up. All right, we're out of density, so let's taunt these guys. Maybe see if we can't get some other stuff up here. Come on, follow us up here. There we go. Now if I can click that shrine. Now you can spam all you want if you get a shrine. Yeah, this hasn't been a terrible rift, but if we don't get a stupendous third floor, we probably won't get this one. And if we get about 3/4 of the way and it doesn't look like we're going to get it, I'll just leave. I won't waste time. But we're doing okay right now. Just falling a touch behind. And I'll check the chat between each rift. We might leave this gold, or we can at least taunt him, maybe. Whoa, that hurt. And ignore pain drop for a second. Good thing we didn't die. It's always a good thing when you don't die, in game or in real life. Oh, that's gonna hurt. No, maybe not. I've also kind of gone back and forth on Warcry between impunity and dodge chance, impunity and veteran's warning. I've found in certain cases, like if you get veracity as a Rift Guardian, or if you're running into a lot of beams or whatever, impunity actually helps you. Oh crap! Yeah, we're not gonna get this. Impunity actually helps you tank those more. So I'll look and see which one I'm using now. I forget. Veterans Warning, yeah, we're using Veterans Warning right now, will actually increase your toughness rating more by a decent amount, 72. But Impunity, of course, increases your straight-up toughness no matter what, at all times. And I'll go ahead and switch it out for the stream, I guess, just because everybody uses that. So, and then we can hit it again, and we're only at 58. So... And we've increased all our resistance to elements, though, so we don't really have any dodge chance now. We have no dodge chance at all. But we can just straight up tank more because our resistances are higher. And I guess I better go ahead and spend some of my shards, see if I find anything good. Nope. Should I check and see if any of these are primals? No primal. No. 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 An ancient, but it's still crap. My whirlwind barb still seems to die so quick. Well, how much HP do you have? What level Greater Rift are you trying to run? This is generally a good floor. Always check over there. A lot of times there'll be a shrine even if you first start the rift. Always check those little nubs out there because they like to put shrines out there randomly. And we've got some good density, so we'll stay here for our physical roll, and then we'll taunt. Is there an elite anywhere around here? Well, I guess we'll just go ahead and clear this stuff out. I mean, we still do enough area damage, we can kill them without being on our physical roll. And get a good amount of progression. Yeah, you can see our progression went up pretty good there. There's an elite. And there's another elite. And there's another elite. Alright. Let's go back. And let's pick up that one. Where was he? Oh, I guess he was right there. And we'll kind of draw them all right into here. Taunt. And we'll just kind of lay back and let it ride. Our overall toughness at 25 stacks is 503. With Veterans Warning, it's like 590, I think, or something like that once it's up. But you can see we still survive just fine on a 100. We're tanking beams and everything. Now, it only really works if you've got good density. If you don't have good density, that electricity and those beams will really wreck you. So when we start to dwindle on density a little bit here, we'll have to move on and get some more mobs. Unfortunately, that ranged gold unit is staying away from us. After this physical roll, we're going to move on and see if we can't get some more mobs. We've got 3 elites here that we need to kill, and that'll give us good progression. There's another elite. Alright. See if we can't get them all bunched together here. Make sure everybody's coming to the party. I think that Gold Archer is an illusionist. I can't tell though for sure, but I keep seeing a couple of different ones unless there's 2 of them. After this physical roll, we'll go ahead and move on again. We'll just keep dragging these guys along until we just start killing them off one by one. Taunt before you move on and move up. No, that's not an elite pack. Yeah, he is an illusionist too. Make sure everyone's coming with us. Looks like they are. Make sure you stop and kill stuff when you're on your physical roll if you're playing like I am here and just taunting and bringing everything along. Sometimes they don't like to follow you. That's when Ancient Spear Rage Flip would come in handy. Now, in the case of, this is a good example here, in the case of switching out Weapon Master for Brawler, a lot of our Fury generation is also coming from taking damage. And when you get a Shield Shrine, you'll start to run out of Fury. Would you follow me already? Come on. So what you do, it's pretty easy, is you just don't use, well, if I can click it, you just don't use Ignore Pain, and you just keep spamming Threatening Shout, because it'll more than likely be cooled down pretty quick. You can see we're running out of Fury. If you want to stay completely maxed, you can hit your other shout too. But otherwise, you will start to dwindle on Fury, as you're seeing there, because we're not taking any damage in this at all. But it's still worth it to get it, especially if you're running Nemesis Racers. Just stop using Ignore Pain, because there's no reason for it. We've got 3 golds in here, I think. There's another one dying. But we're going to go ahead and tank these beams while we've got our while we've got our shield shrine up. It's about to drop off, and then we'll move on. There we go. Move along. Gonna get some more enemies in here. Get all these guys coming back. They're not following. Yeah, we've still got 3 golds in there. Unfortunately, they're not wanting to follow us. They're really being stubborn about that. One of the downsides of playing this older version. And 2 of them are ranged too, so they're not staying on us as well, which is really getting annoying. Man, we don't want to get hit by that. But they are starting to die. They're going down. And we've got some good density. Oh, get out of there. Come one, come all. Our strength stacks dropped off, unfortunately. Come on, get in here. I'm hitting my taunt a little more often to try and keep those ranged elites in here. As long as they're not juggernauts, that will work. Try and go ahead and finish them off. They're pretty low. Last one. See if we can get him right here. Oh, he is a juggernaut too. No wonder he's not following us. This has been a good floor. If we can get a strength or a power shrine, we're gonna be golden, especially if we get it around a lot of density. Which way to go? Oh. Oh yeah, this is a different rift, isn't it? So that'll work. Any chance there's another shrine out there? Nope. There is another elite in here though. I just saw him. So we're just gonna bring everything this way, and this is gonna work out wonderful. And let's go ahead and hit it right before our physical roll, and then we'll just lay back and let it ride, y'all. As they say. I'm pretty sure there's 2 golds in here. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Just hope we don't screw up and accidentally die. Ah, so many of those. Ah! We were still looking pretty good before that that shrine there, but that's pretty nice either way. And I'm surprised we didn't die right there. If you're close enough and you got a really good floor like this, you can backtrack. Now you are going to take a few seconds to get back actually to there, but there may be good enough density. No, that was a waste of time. Sometimes it'll go up and around, and sometimes you'll get lucky with you know, some good stuff, and then sometimes you'll waste 20 seconds like I just did. Second floor. I normally go ahead and haul tail to one of these first openings because they usually have an elite. Sometimes they don't. But it is pretty dense, so we'll go ahead and clear this real fast. We can clear out the garbage. Again, guys, I'll check the chat after each rift. There we go. If we can get to the Rift Guardian with 2 minutes left, I am almost positive I can kill him with 2 minutes. Which way are we going here? Is this the right way? Ah, it's not the right way. There's a blue elite pack over there, which I don't know if it's the way we're going. I guess it is the way we're going. There's a lot of density back here, so I'm going to taunt those guys one more time. More molten explosives. Oh boy, and beams right in the middle of everything. That's no good. It's exactly the time that impunity on Warcry seems to help. There you can see our toughness without all of our strength stacks. Pretty low, to be honest. There are certain things like Dark Berserkers can one-shot you if you don't have enough HP, which I'm a little over 1.3 million right now. But we're tanking this stuff pretty well. Our Wrath of Berserker did drop for just a second. I'll probably stay here for one more physical roll, and then we'll see if we can't move these guys along. I'm trying to see how low they are, trying to see their health. Yeah, let's see if we can't drag them along. Oh, they blocked me. I can't even come back to get them. And they blocked me again. Come on now. Follow me. Come on, hurry up. Let's go down here. Sometimes they follow if you just move along. Yeah, we've got some really good density, and we're going to have another elite come, so let's get up here and get these guys to follow us. One more taunt. Come on. Oh, they disappeared or what? Get these guys over here, get this going. There they are. We'll kind of settle in right here. That'll draw them in. And that kind of wasted a lot of time trying to get them. I might actually try and kill them first, because those walls, man. Need that Kool-Aid potion on. Because their orbs and this big group might be close enough to get me there. Ah, the frozen. I didn't get out in time. Stupid walls too. And we had just hit all of our skills. That's not good. Oh, there's a blue pack in here as well. Another blue pack, I mean. Yeah, it's going to be close, especially with our skills being down. That's Wrath of Berserker goes down, well, you lose quite a bit of toughness. Quite a bit. There we go. But we don't have our strength stacks either, so... we can kill this other blue pack, that should be it. But they're a shielding pack, so that's annoying. Tell you what, while we're not on our physical roll, we're going to see real quick if there's anything up here to draw in. There's a little bit of stuff. I don't know, we might have screwed up with that death. Times like this, I wonder if I should just go find a lot of density really fast. Ah! Thought I was right on the edge. Well, I think I've screwed this run up, guys. I had it so close, yet so far. And ignore pain's not up. Oh. I hate it when the freezers really stack on top of each other like that. You guys ever do that? Get so close and then screw it up? Without those 2 deaths, I probably would have had that other blue pack down by now. And probably, well, that still wouldn't put me on the Rift Guardian though. Because that's only, I think it's only like 1% for each orb or whatever. Yeah, bummer. Is the Immortal King set better now? Oh yeah, a lot better. You mean, did they buff it again, or is it better since the patch just went live? Yeah, it's a lot better. The Hoda build is a thing now, again. Immortal Kings got buffed to 1500%. As you can see there. And Hoda got buffed a lot too, because this got buffed. Race to the first minute goes to 500% now. And you use the Istvan set on the Hoda build. And then you also use the Gavel of Judgment, which is 800%. So yeah, the Immortal King set works great for a Hoda build. Sorry I let you down, guys. Yeah, Joe, I've got a Hoda build with the Immortal King set. I've got a video on it that I did a little over a week ago. You can check that out if you like. There, this is usually a good floor. Let's see if I can not screw it up this time. Go up there. I always like to come back if there's elites, and there's 2 elite packs here. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw a bunch in here. You can see our damage going all the way up into 8 million. If you get some crazy density, you can get it up to like 10 and 11. But depending on your stats, you could probably get higher than that. But with all our multipliers, it's still not as much as like a Necromancer does with 2 million. So take that for what you will. After this physical roll, we'll move on. I was really hoping to get that last one. I guess I should have paid a little more attention. Stop being dumb. Never sure which way to go. Let's hit these guys with our physical roll again. It's probably up, actually. This is probably a little dead end, yeah. I'll start working these guys this way. If you want to do the absolute maximum damage, then Rend is the way to go, because it's just another skill that's going to do damage. But because it's a Fury spender, and we're not generating Fury now, the only actual Fury we're generating is from Bokathos weapons, you'll be close, you'll kind of start to starve a little bit from Fury, so you just have to keep that in mind. Make sure we're far away from those when they explode. We've been there before. And we'll keep drawing this gold up here. The fact that he's ranged really makes him not want to follow us. There should be enough density to kill him. Except we teleported away on our physical roll. He is pretty close to dead, though. He's a teleporter, too, which is really annoying. Ah! Packs that run from you. These and like those Wretched Mothers from Act 1 Oh, I can't stand those. They're so annoying. There we go. Well, it's a decent floor, but we're not really doing that good. What's your follower setup? I'm using her damaging skills. I'll show you. I'll show you when this rift's over if I remember. It's weird to see a player with gems in their inventory. Yeah, I'm a hoarder. My inventory's pretty full. I did a whole cleanup of it a while back, and it was really nice for a while. It got really messy on the PTR, but yeah, I notice that too when I watch other people's videos that they don't have anything in their inventory. It's kind of funny. Those guys hurt. Come along. Haven't had any shrines or anything on this floor. It hasn't really been that good. I feel like these gold guys with their bows or whatever you want to call them give kind of a false sense of density, because they, I don't know, their shapes and with the staffs and everything, they look like there's more characters on screen than there are. I mean, it's still decent density here, don't get me wrong. Those mallet lords are going to kill us. I would not be surprised if we died. I'm trying not to get hit by them, but they like to turn when they're going to hit the last minute. How is that blue pack not dead? Or is it dead? Did I just not notice it died? There it goes. Alright, come on, gold pack. Let's go. Come on, buddy. Alright, that's a decent shrine. Especially for our build. Get this other gold guy up here. One more taunt. And if I can click the shrine, there we go. We'll just focus on that guy, this guy, that other guy will come in. And yeah, this has been a decent rift. It just hasn't worked out for us so far. Well, it's a decent floor, but I guess it hasn't been that great first floor, and we're only a quarter of the way done. So, not terrible. I mean, we've had worse, but not super great either. Yeah, they're starting to go down. We're getting there. We're getting there. They're just about to go down. Hopefully the next floor will be really good. It's kind of hard to see the Oculus ring in all this poison mess. Alright, got them both at the same time. This floor is usually pretty good. We'll see. Oh yeah, this is some nice density. Very nice. Actually might cause us to lag. Unfortunately, our Wrath of Berserker's down for a second. Come on. Come on, come to the Oculus ring. Oh, it's a shielding pack. Don't shield on our physical roll, that's all that I ask. Well, that density caught us up. That was really nice. That progression alone. Hopefully the back half of this floor's just as good. In this case, if you were using Ancient Spear Rage Flip, you could probably drag this guy along. Of course, he's shielding again. Drop that shield, man. Right on our physical roll, too. That's alright, he's about dead. Like Juggernauts, shielders should take more damage. I don't know if they do, but they should. Because sometimes those shields last for a long time. It's kind of ridiculous. Come over here to this Oculus ring. I don't know if it lasts longer when you're attacking, if it drops off, or what. Well, we've kind of caught up, but we're not really... We're going to need something amazing up here. And we got nothing. This looks somewhat promising. Somewhat. We can draw these guys down here and get this right before our physical roll. That way we get 2 rotations of our physical roll on it. We might be okay. Those guys will come through the doorway. This could still work out. It could still work out. Just get them down as low as we can. They've got all kinds of damage here. We're going to have to disengage and look for a little bit of density, which there is none. I guess there's nothing up here either. No. Just a waste of time. And now our Wrath of Berserker's dropped. It's really kind of upsetting that I messed up that rift right before this one. See if we can get this other blue pack on our Oculus ring here. We did too. We should be able to kill this guy on our next physical roll. Should be... That pulse really hurts. There we go. Alright. Can we get a conduit shrine maybe? That'd be nice. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way. Be nice if there were signs that told us which way to go. There's a shield shrine. I'd rather come up here and get these 2 blues. These 3 blues. I don't know if these guys will come through the door though. So let's actually see if we can get all these guys to come this way. Oh, they will come through the door. Alright. Well, we'll just hang out right here. We don't have any stacks of our strength. And we're still able to tank this stuff pretty well. But it's because there's a lot of density. If that density goes away... I still don't think we're going to get it though. I think we had too much of a bad start. We got that good floor that just didn't work out good. Even though it was sort of good. Yeah. Bummer. We'll try again. We'll try again. Only thing that's in your inventory is a potion. That's nice. Inventory management is a game itself. Yeah, it is. Threatening Shout instead of Rend. Interesting, even though Wrath of the Waste set has Rend buffed and patch. What's the advantage of Threatening Shout or Rend? Wouldn't Rend burn down your mobs faster than damage over time? Yep. You must have just joined. So I was talking about this earlier, but yeah, the reason I am not using Rend, I was actually using it on the PTR, and I was actually really liking it, and yeah, it does work better. The problem with it now, let me get back to Act 1, is so they buffed these to 45%, and then they buffed the Fury gain from 10 to 15. We gain enough Fury now, just enough that we don't need Weapon Master. So I've thrown Brawler on here for more damage. Now the problem with Rend is it's a Fury spender, and I've ran into the same problem with Ancient Spear now. If you swap out Weapon Master for Brawler, you kind of run into a situation kind of like if you were using Rogan Slanderer way back when, is you start to run out of Fury. I've tried it with Rend and Ancient Spear both. And after, like with Rend, you want to, same with Ancient Spear. Ancient Spear, you're casting 2 or 3 times to pull enemies along. With Rend, you want to cast it 2 or 3 times on your enemies around you. And by then, you've burned half or more of your Fury. And since we're not generating Fury from this, and we're not using the Wind Shear rune, you kind of just hover your Fury around, and you end up running out of Fury, and so you're not taking advantage of this. So essentially for me, because of the buff on this, I have gone back to this version, and I'm using Brawler now to do more damage instead, and it's worked out really well so far. That's not to say I won't use those other ones, or there aren't configurations that they can be used, but that's just kind of the explanation of why. And this build, this is the solo version. It doesn't really work super well in group play, because even though we're generating more Fury with this, it's still not enough to completely sustain you. It does start to drop off, and so you rely on taking damage to generate the rest of your Fury. And in group play, you don't seem to take a lot of damage, at least if you're with other barbarians, which is the group I was in. And yeah, so I started running out of Fury. So that's kind of the long story behind not using Rend. But you certainly can. If you do, I would use, if you really need the healing, you can use Bloodlust, but Bloodbath is a lot better, especially with this version, so you don't have to cast it as much. I mean, really, you could just kind of get a group together, cast it once in the middle, and then wait for the enemies to start dying to, you know, for it to apply to other enemies, because Bloodbath makes, every time an enemy dies within 10 yards, it explodes and makes other enemies have that. So, yeah, you're welcome. No problem. Feel free to try it the other way, though. Rend does still give more damage. And, I mean, you can... I don't know if the damage really offsets this. You can either try and manage your Fury better somehow, or you can throw Weapon Master back on there and then run Rend instead. Yeah, I don't know. But I've found this to be the most effective for me right now. Like I said, it goes the same for Ancient Spear. With the setup that I have now, you can maintain maximum Fury, but once you start to drop off on Fury, it's hard to actually generate your pool all the way back up, because you're maintaining, but you're just not really generating, if that makes sense. So, yeah, that's kind of the long of it. We got one more of those we can get, and it's not good. Oh, my follower. Somebody asked about my follower. Here's the follower I'm running. I've got, of course, She Can't Die, Oculus Ring, and why does she have a Unity on? That's weird. No, I want the Y-word on her. I don't need a Unity. Yeah, so Windseeker and Wayward together, so she has a chance to stun. Oculus Ring, of course. S of Johan helps to bunch enemies up for me. And then Charm just seems better than Forceful Push because she's not really going to do any damage. And then Powered Armor buffs you and your Enchantress, increasing armor and slowing melee attacks by 60% for 1 second. And then Erosion, so you deal a little more damage, and then Focused Mind, so you deal a little more damage as well. So yeah, you can, I guess if you're having trouble with ranged attacks, you could use Missile Ward instead. I've just always done this because it boosts your armor by 3% too, so it effectively increases all of your toughness rather than just from ranged attacks. So that is my followers. Pretty much have your skill setup. Expect I use Sprint for T13 solo runs. Yeah, I do the same thing for on my farming setup. I've got Sprint, and I use the same passives, but I use Wind Shear on here to generate Fury, because you on T13 you almost have to have a Fury generator because you don't take enough damage and you kill everything so fast that you run out of Fury. So, and I've also got Bravado on Ignore Pain to go faster. So so I'm going pretty fast. And then I use Avarice Band because my pickup radius isn't very good, so I use Avarice Band with Boon of the Hoarder, and that gives even more movement speed and pickup radius. So if I kill an elite, I can just instantly move on. I don't have to worry about picking up globes or anything. They all just die. The only other build I actually have on here right now, apparently I already had a farming one on here, I didn't realize, is my Legacy of Nightmares and Leapquake. I don't have Charge Barb or Hoda put together on here because I'd never played. Well, I played Charge Barb plenty, but I'd never played Hoda build until the PTR, which I really like now, by the way. I really like Hoda build. Should ask the BK ring that drains life in place of Weirwood. It counts as a bleed for pain enhancer. Most don't know that. Don't make a vid. Don't make a vid on it. Why not? Because you don't want Blizzard to find out and nerf it. Well, sorry to say, it's in the video now. I just read it. Oops. Can you show a speed run after 100? Yeah, sure. So I'll try one more 100, and then I'll do a speed run, I guess, with the farming thing. I do need materials, but I can just blow through one real quick. It kind of depends on the rift setup itself, but I usually manage between 2 and 2.5 minutes, unless it's like a really crappy rift. If it's a really good rift, you can get it in under a minute if it's really, really good. How does that bleed stack with pain enhancer? I'm curious. Does it like add to the pain enhancer? Or does it count for more crits or something and then grant you even more attack speed? Explain. I must know. Alright, I'm going to try one more 100, and then we'll give up for the night, unless it's a really crap rift, and I'll just fish it back out really fast. I don't know why I hit all those things. I had speed run on the brain, and that's what I do during a speed run. Alright, let's kind of group all these guys up. Yeah, there we go. There's the S of Johan coming in handy on our follower. The main thing I like about the Whirlwind Barb is you don't really have to skip any packs. The only packs I ever skip on the Whirlwind Barb are sometimes shielding packs if they're getting really annoyed, if I'm just really annoyed by them, or if you come to the very end of a floor and there's absolutely no density, but you run into a gold elite pack, I'll go ahead and skip those. Just because you're not going to have any density to help kill them. Yeah, we got a little density here, so we're just going to kill these guys. They ought to die here pretty quick. On the 99 that I did before this, I didn't do it on the stream for those of you that are just joining, but on the 99 that I did earlier, it took me about a minute and a half to kill the Rift Guardian. So if I can get to the Rift Guardian with at least 2 minutes to spare, I'll be fine, depending on the Rift Guardian. It could be a really bad one, and then it doesn't matter. If I can get the Spider Rift Guardian, or the Snake Lady, whatever she's called, where they summon a lot of ads. Or actually the guy I really like is the guy that puts up the blocking poison ring and has all the rats and stuff. That guy has a ton of ads, and you just get to do so much damage to him as a whirlwind barb. All you gotta do is move out of the way of his little rats that do a lot of damage. And I love that guy. I love getting that guy, and I never get him. It's really annoying. Where's the gold? Wow, this gold isn't taking much damage at all. But we're doing pretty good. Let's taunt him and kind of move on. Here he comes. Come on, come on. So there are some buffs. I just recently found out there are some or negative effects or whatever, like bleed effects, that actually go away if you if the enemy goes off screen, if you go too far away. And I wonder, do Bane of the Stricken stacks do the same? Like as you're stacking up damage with your Bane of the Stricken, if you go off screen, does the stacks fall off? I'd like to know. Come on, come on. Yay, a blue pack. Let there be a good shrine up here. Nope. I'm surprised. Normally there's a shrine up there. Is there another blue pack down here? Oh, there is. Look at that. Let's bring these guys all the way around. There we go. They should come. And we're running right equal on time now, but we've got 3 elite packs here that we're going to kill, so one of them's a shielder runner, I like to call them. They don't like to stay close to you, so I'm trying to taunt them to keep them in. I wish that gold guy would get up in here and take some damage. There went one of them. I think that was the gold, actually. Try and get these guys on our Oculus ring for our physical roll. Come on. Stop running from me. They're shielding too, which makes them that much more annoying. We got this one guy. Always that one guy. He's going down alright though, as long as he doesn't shield. And just FYI for those who don't know, I did get a 101 on the PTR after a fair amount of fishing, but I was 100 or so greater, or 100 or so Paragon levels higher. and that was after the Bulkathos buffs. So I got a 100 before the nerfs, and then it got nerfed and I was struggling to do a 95, and then the Bulkathos weapons got buffed, and then I made the skill changes like I was explaining earlier, and poof, 90s are easy again, and after a couple of tries I got a 101. So essentially what I'm trying to say is, with the current setup I'm using now, the build is as strong as before the nerfs, when it went from 3400 to 3000%, and then they also nerfed Skullgrass, which was really upsetting. That was really upsetting. Almost as upsetting as these runners. I'm trying to keep them taunted into all this density. And most people don't like illusionists either, but on a whirlwind barb I do like them. They let you keep your strength stacks up easier, much easier on an elite pack without having to maintain actual density. Come on, last one, just die already. No, wrong way. I figured as much. There's a shrine. Any chance there's an elite pack around here? There we go. Try and work these guys down here, and then we'll hit that shrine right before we get to our physical roll. That way we get two physical rotations out of it. If I can click it. Trying to stand on this Oculus ring as well. Yeah, if you're running a convention of elements, whenever you get a power shrine, try to click it right before you get on your element roll that you're using. That way you get two element rolls affected by the power shrine. It makes a difference. I can't believe we killed that gold before we killed these blues. Going the wrong way. He must have been a straggler. Come on. Is this the end of the level? No, not yet. We got to get to the Rift Guardian with at least 2 minutes. Have a chance. Not to say if I get there with a minute and a half, I'm not going to try. Need more density. Take advantage of my area damage. There we go. And here's the next floor. We're doing pretty good now. We've caught back up. This is a good shrine, but there's no density around it. We can drag this stuff. Let's taunt again. And one more time. And we can taunt this guy, come up here. Now, because of the extra movement speed that the Bulkathos weapons give now... Oh, there's 2 golds in there now. Alright. You do move a little fast. Feel free to leave out your Paragon points out of speed, if you like. And you'll still have more than enough movement speed. But just make little circles. And you'll be alright. Or little up and downs. Juggernauts don't really matter with this build either, because we're not using a Bane of the Trapped. They're not affected by your taunt, unfortunately. But yeah, you don't have to worry about skipping them like with a Necromancer using Crispin's Sentence or whatever. Oh, we killed one really quick. The other one is not wanting to die though. Interesting. Now let's see if we can drag him back up here though with some density. He's a waller. Oh yeah, this is good density. Let's go ahead and taunt these guys. This should let us kill him. Maybe. Yeah, he's going down. One more physical roll should get him. Especially if we get a good Oculus ring. There he goes. If you get okay density like this, if you're really close to your element roll, for me it's physical, you can go ahead and group these guys up and kill them. Because good enough density will give you good progression. You can see we're at 96%, 97, 98, almost 99. Like one more kill to get us to 99. Is there anything good down here? Oh, there is. This will get us there. Perfect. But you can see my fury going down because I'm not taking that much damage. There we go. Who'd we get? Oh, perfect. Perfect. After a little while, after you get her down a little while, she starts spamming in ads, spider ads. And the longer the fight takes, the more she spams in, and in turn that means we're going to do lots more damage to her. Now one thing you want to do is you want to take damage from the Rift Guardian. Make sure if it's like the Butcher or whatever, you don't get one-shotted, but anytime they do something where you take damage, you want to take that damage because you want that to help generate your Fury. If you're running the setup that I am now, if you're not using Weapon Master or the Wind Shear rune. So if you want to stay maxed out without having to spam your shouts, you want to take damage. So if they put down like fire circles or whatever, stand in that stuff. Tornadoes, stand in that stuff. Tank it like a man. You are a barbarian after all. And that will generate your fury. 59 seconds. As long as we don't die, we'll get this. A really good Oculus ring placement would be nice. We got really lucky with this Rift Guardian getting the ads. That's great. That's great. And oh, so perfect. She's so dead. Look at that damage. Oh, nice. 35 seconds left. Good, good. Leaderboards are still down though, so doesn't matter. Woohoo! Got it. On to 101. Road to 101. I don't know if I really have a goal for this season yet. Let me see, I've got those two. I'm not going to upgrade this anymore just because the bleed, it doesn't really do that much. I think I'll just start working on something else to augment. I don't really use my Bane of the Powerful a whole lot. I could go ahead and push it up to augment something else. I was working on this. Or I could push this up higher for my Hoda build. And Leapquake. Alright, let's check the chat here. Oh, I see what you're saying on the ring. Pain enhancer stacks and uptime will be higher on average. Using it to stun with Wayward isn't quite as good. Ah. Stricken never falls off. People used to force... Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. I'm glad Stricken doesn't fall off. I wasn't sure. Not on 100 on that, though. It's been a while since I played. Going to go hard this season. What are you going to go hard on this season? I'm also working on alts. Lots of alts. Holy crap. Thanks, Scrats. Thanks. Yay. Tank it like a man. Yes. Absolutely. because I mean we've got a ton of sustain. We've got a little bit of life per kill. We've got the 1% hit or 1% life heal from that, and then we're also using Ignorance as Bliss, so 5,363 life per Fury spent, and we're spending Fury pretty fast. So, and I've got 1.3 million health. So yeah, you wanted me to do a speed run really quick. Which one? Here we go. Let me get rid of this crap in my inventory. Of course, on T13, run all strength gems. And oh, it's not a good. I am hoping for a better Skull Grasp. It would be nice. I'm running Skull Grasp in the cube right now, but I'd like to replace my Zodiac ring. Ancients. Yeah, I thought 100 was the highest. Nothing really good. Nothing good at all. Pooh. Just about got rid of my other elements ring. And yeah, I've got my cooldown reduction on here. I'm also running on my speed build. I also run Gogok of Swiftness. I mean, a little bit of attack speed is nice. It kind of, since it's a percent, it kind of stacks good with this. But the cooldown reduction, that way I can keep Wrath of Berserker up all the time. Because I kill things so fast, I don't really take advantage of the Zodiac ring very much. Can you go back to Paragon points? Curious, 230 points in strength, Paragon. Yeah, 231. I've got 250 in vitality to bump my vitality up, because without it, I'm at 1.1 million. And Greater Rift, like 95 and above, you really want more than that. So I usually put like, what did I have? 250 here, I think, and then the rest. Yeah. Yeah, so there's my Paragon points. I like to have around 1.3 million health, because there are certain Rift Guardians, and then there are things like the Dark Berserkers, even the trash mobs. They can just one-shot you instantly, and those big Mallet Lords, they can do it too. So have a big health pool, especially when you get like 95 and above. All right, I'll go ahead and run a speed run. Let me make sure I got all the right stuff here. Yeah, I switched my build, didn't I, over there? So I just go ahead and get these up, and then I kind of start spinning. And then once I first find stuff, I go ahead and pick up the gold on the first pack just to get my gold find up, or the pickup radius. If you want to see like basically the fastest movement speed you can get as a barb, I put up a video a month or two ago of like the fastest move speed I could get, and it's pretty fast. It's uncontrollable. I actually get on a floor like this and it just goes insane. So check that out. It's called like speed testing or something. Whirlwind speed testing barb. There's 2 videos of it. The first one I go pretty fast, but then other people give me suggestions because I asked for them, and I go even faster in the second one. I think I call it the Flash build or something. Are we the Flash now? Because I'm using like the, I don't know, I'm using other things too to give more speed. But I'm using this particular version, and I'll show you guys real quick when I'm done. Because I think it's the right balance of speed. You get a lot of speed, but it's still the right balance of damage too. Because movement speed is great, finding the enemies and all that really fast, but if it takes you 25 minutes to kill the enemy, then that's not really a speed build. So I've kind of found what I think is the best mix of speed and damage to actually make the fastest speed runs. And I guess I could actually do a build guide video and show, you know, go over all the stuff. Because I was just doing like speed testing before, like I said, running really fast, trying to see how fast we can run. It wasn't an actual like speed build guide. And you're still more than strong enough to kill, like if you run across a a big pack of goblins, you can pretty much nuke all those guys. You can see the elites die in just like 2 seconds, if that. So I mean, you still do plenty of damage. Where's the... oh, there's a shrine up there. That's alright, I don't need it now. The Rift Guardian takes 6 or 7 seconds, or maybe 10 seconds, depending on the Rift Guardian. I do keep Ignore Pain up all the time because of the movement speed, but also I don't have the sustain since I'm running the Wind Shear rune. But if you're actually on the Rift Guardian or on an elite pack or something, you don't have to keep your speed movement items up because you know you've found them. You just need to do the damage. So yeah, the main things I switch out for Gogok of Swiftness, Boon of the Hoarder, and Avarice Band. I switch out my gems. I switch this to Wind Shear. I get rid of Threatening Shout and do Sprint Marathon. Bravado Rune on Ignore Pain. And then the passives and everything else is still the same. And this seems like a pretty good balance of movement speed and damage overall. If you have good pickup radius, if you already have, like, if you're lucky enough to get pickup radius +2 on like all your gear, then you don't have to run Avarice Band or Boon of the Hoarder. If you don't need gold, you can still run, you know, Convention of Elements and run Teguk, and then just mow through it even faster, because that does make quite a bit of difference, especially if you hit your physical roll. You know, the Rift Guardian is just gone. So oh, that's all the stuff. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I appreciate it. I had some time. I thought I'd try and push a 100, and then I was like, hey, I'll just put it online. So yeah, check out that that crazy speed build that I did a while back if you want to see how fast you can go as a barb. It's pretty fun. It's fun to do even if you're not like trying to be, I don't know, if you're not trying to be serious. There's 3 or 4 different movement things that you can do that I haven't done, you know, just on the build that I just showed here. I mean, you can throw a Wreath of Lightning in there, which is what I did. What was it? You gain movement speed when knocking over items. I think this, though, it makes you run the rifts faster anyways. Just finding more shrines and more elites. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And have a good Friday night. I am done I'm done on Diablo for the night. So thanks guys. What is it I usually say? I guess I can end the video like I usually say it. Thanks guys for watching, and more good stuff to come. Take care.